Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Shout out to my new subscribers and Glass Gaming for watching my last video. Glass Gaming makes great raid content. If you're trying to get that Eradicator title, check out her videos after this. If you followed my mod farm, you're probably spending a lot of time staring at your baseball bats and modded Gatling plasmas thinking, what do I do now? We're going to take a look at resources and ammo you can farm passively. Let's dive on in. First, we're going to Sunshine Meadows Industrial Farm, which is a great place to get packaged foods which count towards completing challenges and can also be used as food. It's just south of Vault 76. Enemies here are low level and it's accessible for all levels of players. At any workshop, you'll have to take out the enemies before you can set up your resource farm. Once it's cleared out, you can claim the workshop. You don't need to approach the workbench. You can claim the workshop from anywhere in range by pressing and holding the claim button, V on PC. Claiming a workshop does open you to PvP, but most players are not claiming workshops anymore. Some of these workshops were very competitive back in the beta days. Most workshops have a power box that generate a little power. You can increase the output by completing other world events we're going to talk about later. Now that our workshop is claimed, we can power up the food processor. Because our power box isn't generating enough for the processor right now, build a generator to get it running. In the build menu, some resource costs are highlighted in green. This means those resources are coming from the workshop and not your stash. Resources in white are pulled from your stash. Once the processor is powered up, you can lock it to dissuade any unruly guests. Go to the terminal to choose which food to produce. If you're attempting to complete a challenge, make sure it's the right kind of item. It takes some time, but after a while, it will produce the selected food. Set this up early in a play session and check it once in a while to collect. These defend events will pop up for you to fight off invaders. You don't have to complete these. If your workshop is lost, the collectors will continue working, and you can still come back to claim them. If you do defend the workshop, you'll get some common camp plans that are helpful early game. We'll set up some turrets. They will only help while someone is at the workshop. If no one is here, the workshop will be lost, and you'll get a quest to retake it. If you complete the defend or retake quest, you'll get similar rewards to when you initially claimed it. We're heading a little further south to the Poseidon Energy Plant. When you arrive, you'll probably get this powering up event. It's not required to claim the workshop, and we're going to talk about the hidden benefit from doing that soon. For now, let's focus on why we're here and claim the workshop. The process is the same as before, so we're going to breeze by it. It's a little more challenging because there are unrelated enemies in the area. Focus on the enemies with the quest marker. Now we can get the real meat and potatoes going, the fusion core generator. It generates up to 3 fusion cores before it needs to be emptied. This is a great way to get cores if you can't craft them or just want to get more without having to actively look for them. There is a power box, but it seems to not be producing enough power for the generator. Throw down some auxiliary power for now. Don't forget to lock it to keep out the commies. By the time you've completed another event or got all your Gatling plasma mods, link in the description, there will be a fresh fusion core waiting for you. Nice! What's that? 3 fusion cores aren't enough for you? You're in luck. There are 3 other power plants with the same generator. We're in the forest region at Poseidon. In the Savage Divide, there's Monongah Power Plant. Just east of that in the Mire is Thunder Mountain Power Plant. Each of these can generate up to 3 cores at a time, 9 total if you claim them all. Unless another player claims it, these will generate cores for your entire play session. Remember those power boxes from earlier? If you complete the powering up event at each power plant, the output from those boxes increases to 100. You can also get the plan for the fusion generator by completing that event. Each power plant powers the nearby workshops. Check the name of the power box to see which plant it's connected to. If you're still watching, don't worry, we've saved the best for last. After this last workshop, I have one more tip to get even more out of your passive farming. We're at my personal favorite, the Converted Munitions Factory. This was a hotly contested workshop in the early days, but now it's free for you to claim. As the name implies, this workshop generates ammo for you while you're enjoying other parts of the game. The super mutants and hounds make this the toughest workshop I'm showing here. come prepared for a fight. Head inside to the main room after claiming the workshop and power up the ammunition factory. Be careful building generators under the catwalks. They can glitch on top of them. It sure threw me for a loop when my generator disappeared. Lock the generator and the terminal. If you don't lock the terminal, griefers can change the ammo type and you won't find out until you come back to claim your ammo. Each ammo type in the terminal is generated at different rates. Energy ammo is typically slower than ballistic. That 10mm was generated before I even chose the type, but the energy ammo is taking a while. There's a weight limit to how much ammo the factory holds before it stops working. Make sure to empty it often. Heading back to the farm, every workshop has various resources they can generate if you build an extractor. The number on the map shows the number of nodes for that resource type, not the amount it can produce. This is a fertilizer node, but other nodes can look very different. You'll have to look around for them. Open the Build menu and find the resource extractors under the Resources tab. All characters know these by default. If an extractor doesn't show up here, it means the workshop doesn't have that kind of node. Extractors snap to their matching nodes when they're close enough. If you're looking for a specific node, bring up that extractor in the Build menu and the node will have a green outline around it, which makes it easier to spot. Once you build the extractor, power it up and it'll start extracting. Now, it's time for the final tip. Any resource collector you have unlocked can be built at a workshop, and you can build them at multiple workshops at the same time. This way you could farm coffee, junk, water, even holiday gifts when they're enabled. Whenever you see someone selling a lot of holiday plans, they probably build a Santatron collector in multiple workshops and collected gifts for hours in the background while they were playing. This year, Holiday Scorched were bugged and not dropping gifts. Collectrons in workshops still worked. Wow, that was a lot. I hope everyone learned something. Thanks for staying to the end. Big shout out to all my viewers. What kind of content would you like to see next? Let me know in the comments. This is Two Sheds, signing off.